You ready, Nick? Let's get him.
Been sitting here for an hour already. Time just seems to slip away.
Shout to the dribble. What up, yo?
Time flies, don't let it pass you by.
Yeah. Time flies like frontier. Moved that boo first, now I'm done here. I went on a motherfucking run here. Blood, sweat, and tears, gully, all these years chasing it. Suckers kill my man and they gon' pay for it. $1 million talent, I can't play with it. Gotta travel where I'm loved. Pocket full of blues like I'm reppin' cuz. Spikes on my Louboutins, I step in blood. Yeah.
My mic sounds nice. Check one. Y'all ain't heard me in a minute. I've been working. Nick, I recorded a few episodes myself. I bought a mic. But it ain't like your shit. You know what I'm saying? How my vocals sounding?
You good?
Yeah, man, I've been working my ass off, man. Every time I step to this mic, I come to y'all with the same shit. I've been working my ass off. That's mainly because it's only one me. But I'm here. I'm around. The dribble is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my engineer. We in the booth. He getting me right and shit. You know what I'm saying? Change of venue type shit. I got lots to talk about, man. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this podcast shit first. Quick update on the Shaheen Franklin story. I've started my research. I got my footage together, and it's on me now. I announced that it was supposed to drop at the beginning of this summer, but I got so tied up with Dribble God, Blow G shit, and a whole bunch of other shit, and I was also intimidated by the project because I want to do so well. This is a very, very big one for me. I had these same type of reservations when I had to go through the murder unit shit. So just introspection and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Looking to do my best. Anyway, yeah, the Shyheim shit is underway, man. I'm recording. As soon as I get off of this podcast shit, I'm going straight into the booth. I got to put some research down to let y'all know that I've began my research processes today, that I went deep into the heavily, the deep history of segregation in Staten Island, which primarily led to the murder of Eric Gardner and shit. Like, it been ugly over there, but yeah, I got off into my Shyheim shit, so I'm in a good space as far as it's on the way, man. I can't rush perfection. Also, I wanted to give Shyheim some time to run through a few more doors, man. I didn't have everything that I needed to, execute this project, but Shyheim been getting fucking busy all summer, doing the other different platforms he going and doing the bars on, spitting bars on nigga shit. So everything is great in that respect. It's on the way. I gotta talk to y'all before I go any further into this about this Lik Moss thing and how profitable it's become for my platform. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but he's profitable. He's the bid right now. I wasn't looking to reopen or reignite that whole issue with him. I don't know why he chose to use my name in his recent interview. He don't do music. He always saying that, yeah, I don't really do this rap shit. Whatever. I do this rap shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's become lucrative, and it's become lucrative because y'all come to these platforms looking to, hear us beef and shit like that. Well, Lik, me and Lik don't got no real live issues that will cause any harm to anybody or nothing like that. He got more so an ego complex when it comes to me. I've spoken bad to him out here, and as y'all see, if y'all seen him in recent times, y'all see how bad he looked. I got some phone calls from my family about the recent Lik Moss shit, and I've been told to leave him alone, but it's become so profitable to the platform. People just got a thing for hearing me talk to the bully. Don't ever forget the role that Lik plays in this shit. Lik is a part of OBH. They the super goonies and shit. So don't ever think that this is of my doing. I started out by shooting music videos for Lik Moss. I felt that he was the most talented out of OBH. He began my work with them. I filmed Ab in the past with Cassidy, but Lik is somebody I felt that I get some money with. I wanted to use, and I've always used Philadelphia MCs as weaponry. Whenever I step to the table with my content, of course, I'm from Pennsylvania and shit, so I got to come with something to compete, you know what I'm saying, with these big dog platforms. Shout out to Sub-Zero. Shout out to French Montana, Cocaine City, Arliss Michaels, Real Talk. Shout out to Crush DVD. Shout out to Cheddar. Shout out to everybody that was doing this shit back in the day, man. It brought out the best in me. But in order for me to compete on the highest level, I was primarily competing with New York platforms. My platform, I chose to feature MCs from all over the place. I was traveling and shit, but one of the places that I was working in was Philadelphia and shit. Philly MCs, I've been doing time with them forever, been around them forever. They got it. They long-winded. They bring everything to the table that you would want from an MC, except for traveling. They don't choose to leave Philly, New Jersey, Delaware area and shit. But Lik Moss, Lik is a little guy to me at this point, and I want to dead it. I want to dead the whole issue. We would have been better off working together, Lik, if you listen to this. I got the Pillmatic series. I'm on volume 2. I got some dope records already from Roscoe Pico Chain, Tom Giss, Knowledge the Pirate from the Pimpire, and DV Alias Christ, just to name a few. I'm waiting on Pretty Ugly and a couple of others. Yeah, we would have been better off working together, Lik, man, because I'm doing this. I'm really doing this shit. So I'm a dead that. I had to, speak about that and how profitable it has become, but it ain't nothing that I want to stand on. Lik, don't ever forget, this is my job. I get paid to do this shit. You got it? Moving right along, man. Looking at things that's going on online. I got to go straight into this Irv Gotti Nas thing. Nick, you see that shit?
No, not between Irv and Nas.
It ain't, so much of a conflict. It's something that Irv Gotti said on a Drink Champs episode, his recent Drink Champs episode. He said something where he tried to make Nas look like a chump. He said, he asked Nas one time when he was in Baltimore. I guess they had just got done doing some work down there, and they was in these all types of, luxury vehicles, Bentleys and all that type of shit. And he said he wanted to pull up in the hood in Baltimore and buy some fried chicken and shit. And he said Nas is like, nah, man, I'm cool on that and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the way that he portrayed it was after this incident with Esco, he kind of like started to back up off Irv. And Irv, the way he presented it on Drink Champs was as if Nas was a chump. Irv, don't ever forget your place. I keep having to say this shit. Man. Forget your place to niggas and shit. Niggas get online and forget their place. DJ Irv. Nasir's from the projects. You can't make these type of insinuations not being where we from. And when I speak about that, you can be, I've said this many times, you can be from somebody's block, but it's a difference from being in the streets. Nas rapped about viewing things that was going on in Queensbridge from his project window. He was still from the projects. His experiences and your experiences are two entirely different things. I thought that shit was ultra corny that he brought that to the table. He got a very, very, very bad look, online right now. Everybody is, of course, talking about Nas coming off his exchanges with MC Shan. Shout out to Shan. That shit got quelled. But yeah, Irv Gotti made an insinuation that Nas was like a sucker. Anybody that has taken in Nas's personality over the last 30 years, he don't strike me as the type of nigga that hang in the hood in his general, in his general time and shit, like he strikes me the type of dude that'd be ducked off somewhere with some type of gorgeous woman and shit doing him and shit. Like he just don't strike me as that type. Stunting on poor black people, Irv he felt that was a grand statement to be made. Driving through the ghetto, pulling up in the hood, eating fried chicken in front of a bunch of underprivileged people and shit. I think that shit is corny as fuck. Anybody that, from where we from, know that shit was corny as fuck. It's just corny. It's not something that successful people should be doing in my eyes. Somebody said in my comments, they ain't doing nothing no different than the dope boys. The dope boys live in the hood. They live in these neighborhoods. They from these neighborhoods and shit. They still a part of the fabric. So if they happen to come through with a luxury vehicle and shit, they're not a stranger to these people. They done already dealt with it and shit. So that's not no foreign subject. But, millionaires coming to the ghetto and shit to make a statement, that's just some cornball shit. This makes people in 2023 looking at Irv Gotti and looking at Ja Rule, it's just crazy. I watched a recent documentary about Ja Rule. I'm going to keep it real. Nobody got, 50 Cent, they went through what they went through and shit like that. But Ja Rule didn't choose to become who he became and shit. Like, those songs, those ballads and shit, that was production presented to him and shit. And he just followed suit and it worked for him and shit. But it kind of make them niggas look corny. It kind of make the whole Murder Inc. shit look corny. It kind of make, you get a good idea why Supreme was hanging around Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti wanted street credibility. He wanted street cred. And that's what he planned to accomplish by going to the hood in a $250,000 car. Yeah, I'm out here in the hood and shit. That's a statement to be made by a millionaire. Corny. Irv has had some things to say about Fat Joe online. And speaking of Fat Joe, Fat Joe's former ghostwriter, a young man by the name of TA, he's airing all, and it totally has Fat Joe's legacy on the line as far as where he was situated in hip-hop, as far as the totem pole. To find out that he had all these ghostwriters over the years and shit, man, it just destroys his legacy and shit right now. He's kind of like, I won't say the laughing stock of the internet, because he's still Joey Crack. Them songs, whether he wrote them or not, they came out butter and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna never stop, vibing to Lean Back and all of these different classics that he put together. But to hear that somebody was writing it, it discredits the whole situation. When hip hop was presented to us, when you met a hip hop MC, in general life, day-to-day life, like in school or something like that, you met a nigga can rap, you was amazed at that shit. Because everybody can't do that shit. Like, you just was amazed and shit. Even if he wasn't the best rapper in the world and shit, you like, damn, he can do it and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just amazed by it. And to find out that someone else is writing it for him, it takes away all of their superpowers. It take away all of their superpowers, man. Shit, I've been in hip-hop since 2004, and I could have been had a motherfucker write for me. I'd have been around some of the most elite lyricists in the game and shit over the course of the last 20 years and shit. So, yeah, it's damaging to Fat Joe. I had to correct some people as far as Cuban Link. Cuban Link is official, man. I interviewed Cuban Link before. I've been around him before. Cool nigga. Music was was tight. The Bang Bang Boogie era, he was one of the feature artists in the group. So let's not try to discredit him. The fact that TA is coming along and airing all of this shit out is kind of even in the playing field, with Fat Joe and Cuban Link. To hear TA say that Fat Joe confessed to him that he had Cuban Link's face cut, that shit was very, very disturbing. That was disturbing because the way he said it to him was like it was he hit his face on purpose. Cuban Link was a standout member of Terror Squad. You got to remember, Fat Joe and Pun, they were fat. You know what I'm saying? The guy that was getting a lot of looks as far as modeling and shit like that, it was Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big part of his marketability, his look. He had the prototypical look of a Cuban dope boy and shit. Go back and look at some of those videos, not just the ones when they was dressed as the with the Averex leathers on and all that shit. Go look at it when they was in the fedoras and all of that shit with the cigars and shit. He just wore the role so naturally. But Fat Joe's legacy is under attack right now, like a motherfucker. I remember being exposed to Fat Joe's music in the early 90s, and Fat Joe was just a little bit above average back then and shit. You know what I'm saying? On his CD, he just had a couple of joints. He wasn't in the rotation. My first encounter with his music, this is back when he had that song, Hey Joey, we gonna get this money. That and Word, fuck what you heard. That joint, it was about 3 or 4 joints on the CD, but was nothing to, boast or brag about and shit. Just an offering, from the Bronx at the time and shit. Who was actually struggling for some star power. KRS-One, did his thing all through the 80s. As the 90s came, he started to slow down just a little bit. You had Tim Dog attacking the West Coast, and then you had Fat Joe. It might have been somebody else up in there. Of course, Drake, Grayson, and Jason, Money Boss players, but Fat Joe was getting a look. But nothing, he was no threat or nothing like that. He wasn't like a Queensbridge rapper or Queens rapper at the time. Fast forward to Don Cartagena, which came out in 1998, like the fall of 98. Let's say like August or September of 98. Classic. From start to finish. And the growth, the way that his dribble got right from that album, those prior projects to that, it was just like, damn. Like, he was in it now. He was mentioned now. He was mentioned in the same conversations as the guys that he was in the John Blaze video with. And it was very, very believable. But to hear the things that came from TA, damn, Joe. It sounds good, but it's becoming more common, man, that there's a lot of witchcraft being going on in these studios, man. So yeah, that's a big thing that's being mentioned online right now. Fat fucking Joe. Charleston White. Charleston White has become a household name as far as the online community is concerned. He's an activist. I think he's doing comedy now. And a bunch of other shit. But his most recent incident, Charleston White sprayed a motherfucker with mace in a boxing ring at a charity boxing match. Trying to figure out what type of fucking gloves this nigga had on to be able to spray that shit. I see the footage. And he tear gassed or maced the motherfucker and shit. And it's viral as a motherfucker, man. I look at Charleston White and what he's became and all of the opportunities that he's created for himself. That shit would have never happened for me. I just don't have it in me to do none of the shit that he be doing, man. I don't have it in me. Speaking of him, I'm glad that what's been coined as the dirty side of YouTube is over with. You see a lot of people who participated in that, not able to adapt. 3 years ago, we was all somewhat engaged in it. Like I said, myself, the OBH guys, Lik Moss, Dark Low, Trendsetter Shady, Hassan Campbell, Miss T, Paparazzi Poe, Alpo, the late Alpo Martinez, Up for Debate TV. There's more. but it was a big mess online, man. And primarily we was all eating good off of it. After some years of going through these feuds and shit, we got to get back to business, the business of hip hop, and that's what I do. And I moved on. I moved on with everything that I've accomplished and chose to separate myself from that entire body of content. Those people, a lot of them, I came in contact with them because they mentioned my name and shit like that or said something about me. And I chose to, retaliate. But I don't have nothing in common with these guys at all. I started behind the camera. Y'all wouldn't have never probably too much seen me if it wasn't for the live streams. And I started doing that during Trendsetter, Shady, OBH, doing all of that era. That's when I picked up the live stream. Before that, it wasn't even a part of my arsenal. I wasn't on camera. So you niggas shouldn't consider me. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm nothing like y'all. YouTubers get on here every day. Y'all don't do nothing beyond YouTube. Me, I'm an actor. I'm going to be in my first movie coming out Labor Day. Shout out to Luke Steffen and everybody that worked on Cream Team. I'm a published author. I'm a ghostwriter. I'm a video director. I got a whole resume of fucking music videos that I've shot for industry level MCs, people that you all know and love and shit. So, yeah, man, my resume and shit, they kind of was dirtying up my shit. Everybody who said my name, though, past or present, suck a dick. Suck a dick. I wish you more of the same, more of what you've been getting and shit. Because if you look at my numbers, my shit ain't letting up. I'm the definition of what you call longevity and shit. You know what I'm saying, Nick? You know, I did from 2004, from DVDs till now, everybody who does this, they've went through some changes. I went through some changes too, but my changes escalated my career and shit. Pillmatic 2 on the way. How much time we got in, G? I got to get this Shyheim shit in. What I wanted to do, Nick, is it possible that we could put, when I go in the booth and do the Shyheim shit, can it be leaked to them on this podcast episode right here? Season 2, episode 19. During this exchange, we had an intimate moment where Shyheim said to me he didn't know exactly what he was doing in regards to his career. And I said, what you mean by that? And he basically told me that he has some insecurities and some reservations about going forward with his career after the tragedy that happened that led to someone's death. And I had to reassure him that the healing process is underway and he can only express his deep remorse for what happened in this situation, but it's a must that he continues to live his life. On the Dribble Podcast, y'all know where to find me at on all streaming sites, and y'all can tune in and listen to this art and perfection. So, yeah, I'm going to close out for now. Shout out to everybody that's tuning into the Dribble from all over the map. I be having to think, man, because my analytical report is so extensive. People in Belgium, Switzerland, the United Kingdom be watching my content heavy, man. And I want to send a special shout out to y'all in the UK, man. Y'all be holding me down. Y'all be holding me Dribble down, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Inked Up Baddie. She's with someone who was working with DJ K Slay. Rest in peace to him. She's going to appear on Pillmatic 2. The Delinquents from the Bay Area, I just did a legendary interview with them niggas, man. They some rapping ass niggas from the Bay. Make sure y'all go check that out. I got a whole playlist of Bay Area content. I'm starting to become a major. Y'all know how Thizzler used to be? I'm becoming that guy out there in the Bay. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to P.A. Dre, Mac Mall, the Delinquents, the Mechanics, Yuck Mouth. I appreciate you continuing to hold me down. Bay Area, I'm all out there. Straight up. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'm going to leak y'all this Shyheim shit on the same episode, so stay tuned. Nick, can you play a little music as I go out? And I'm going to roll up, and we're going to get back to it.
Traffic is bumper to bumper. Been sitting here for an hour already. Time just seems to slip away. Time flies. Don't let it pass you by.
See, they was turning enemies. Homies Everybody got his memories. I'm selective where I get my energy. Smiling on the outside, on the inside, shit be killing me. Knowing that the love fake, that's why I keep it still with me. Riding with the ceiling crack, boy I did it big, no gorilla black. I'm still in the trenches where the killers at.